So now moving on to the question number 11. This question is asking us, give a brief account of viruses with respect to their structure and nature of genetic material. Also name 4 common viral diseases. So in this question we have to basically tell about the structure of viruses. Also we have to talk about the type of genetic material present in different viruses, and the last but not least we have to give 4 common viral diseases name. So if we talk about viruses, so viruses are basically the submicroscopic infectious agents. Viruses are submicroscopic infectious agents which can infect all the living organisms present on earth. The entire infectious particle of a virus is actually known as virion, and they can have genetic material. This actually the virus, if we talk about the structure of a virus, then if we talk about the structure of a virus, then they have only nucleic acids which is enclosed by a proteinaceous coat, and this coat is known as capsid. So what is actually the structure and the description of structure of viruses? Basically these are the organisms which are very complex in nature and very simple in structure. They are submicroscopic infectious agents, and these infectious agents can cause infections in all of the organisms, including plants, bacteria, in fact, and human beings, animals. All the organisms can be affected or infected by these small particles known as viruses. They are microscopic infectious agents. Now, the entire infectious material or particle is known as virion and have nucleic acids as their genetic material, which is enclosed by a proteinaceous coat known as capsid. This capsid or a proteinaceous coat is actually composed of some small subunits known as capsomeres. These capsomeres are actually arranged in a helical manner or polyhedral geometric form. So this is about the structure of viruses. If we talk about the genetic material, they can have single-stranded or double-stranded genetic material or nucleic acids in them. These nucleic acids can be single-stranded, can be double-stranded, and these actually, if we are talking about the nucleic acids in the viruses, similarly to plants and animals, they also can either have RNA or can have DNA. So the nucleic acids can be DNA or RNA in them, which can be single-stranded or double-stranded depending upon the type of viruses. If we talk about the viruses which affect plants or infects plant, then they have single-stranded RNA as their genetic material. The viruses which can infect plants, they have their genetic material as single-stranded RNA. And if we talk about the viruses, the type of viruses which can infect animals, they can have single-stranded RNA, double-stranded RNA or double-stranded DNA as their genetic material. The last but not least, the viruses which can infect bacteria. As I have already mentioned that these viruses, all the viruses can infect all the organisms present on earth such as plants, animals, humans, even they can infect bacteria, and the viruses which can infect bacteria have a special names such as bacteriophage. Mostly the bacteriophages, which are the viruses infecting bacteria, are having only double-stranded DNA. Most of the bacteriophages, most of the viruses which can infect bacteria have double-stranded DNA. So all this is about the genetic material present in viruses and the structure of viruses. The 4 common viral diseases we have is AIDS, smallpox, mumps and influenza. So all these are the 4 common diseases which can be caused by viruses. So answer of this question goes like this. First we are going to talk about the structure of viruses. So they are submicroscopic in nature. They are submicroscopic infectious agents. They are submicroscopic infectious agents and can infect all the living organisms, not non-living objects. They can only infect living organisms. They can infect all the living organisms, including plants, animals, humans, and as well as bacteria. The entire infectious particle or virus particle, the entire infectious virus particle is known as virion, V-I-R-I-O-N, virion, and have nucleic acids which is enclosed within a proteinaceous coat, known as capsid, within a proteinaceous coat known as capsid. This capsid is composed of small subunits known as capsomeres. So this capsid is basically the name of a proteinaceous layer which encloses the genetic material or nucleic acids of virus. Viruses are not having cell membrane, cell wall. They are just the organisms with only nucleic acids. It can be RNA, it can be DNA. So they are the organisms which are only having nucleic acids such as RNA or DNA, which is enclosed by a proteinaceous membrane or a coat which is known as capsid. So capsid is the name for that coat which is proteinaceous in nature and enclosing the genetic material or nucleic acids in them. This capsid is basically, or the protein code of viruses is made up of capsomeres, which are small subunits and are arranged. These capsomeres are arranged in helical manner. These capsomeres, which are the small subunits and composing the protein coat in viruses known as capsid, are arranged in helical manner. Or in polyhedral geometric form. So this is all about the structure of a virus. If we talk about the genetic material in them, genetic material can be different in different types of viruses. So if we talk about the genetic material or nucleic acid, it can be single stranded, or it can be double stranded. Depending upon the type of viruses. And as nucleic acid, they can either have RNA or can have DNA. So DNA and RNA are the two nucleic acids which can be genetic material in the viruses too, similarly to us. So they can have RNA or DNA as their genetic material, which can be single stranded or double stranded depending upon the type of virus. If we talk about the viruses which can infect plants, the viruses which can infect plant will have generally single stranded RNA. The viruses which infect animals, are having either single, they can have single stranded RNA. They also can have double stranded RNA, or also they can have double stranded DNA. So the viruses infecting animals can have single stranded RNA, they can have double stranded RNA, they also can have double stranded DNA as their genetic material. The last but not least, if we talk about the last type of viruses that are known as bacteriophages, then we know that the bacteriophage name is given to those viruses which are capable of infecting bacteria, because we know that these are the infectious materials and can infect all the living organisms present on earth. They can infect plants, they can infect animals, they can infect bacteria. So the type of viruses which can infect bacteria are known as bacteriophages, which are viruses infecting bacteria. So if we talk about the type of genetic material present in the bacteriophages, they are mostly having double stranded DNA. So the bacteriophages mostly having the genetic material or nucleic acids as double stranded DNA. Now we have completed the structure of viruses as well as the type of genetic material present in the different types of viruses. Here we comes with the last part of this question, that is name of some common viral diseases. So if we talk about the common viral diseases, they can be AIDS, they can be smallpox, it can be mumps, and it can be influenza. Even the common cold is also caused by virus which is known as rhinovirus. So we have a huge variety of diseases which can be caused by different types of viruses, and here we have all these as example of the viral diseases which are common to known, and these are caused by the viruses. So now with this we have completed the question number 11.